Camera gear's loaded. Let's go capture a bucket list shot. But before I go chasing this epic shot, I've got to make a pit stop in the next town over because coincidentally, I've got a new camera bag that's just arrived. Just in time for this trip. So let's go grab that. Now, as bad as I want to open that box and check it out, I'm going to show a little self-restraint right now because I will make it there to my destination in plenty of time to go through that and get set up. However, as I was driving over here, I realized I forgot one essential piece of gear back at the camper. So now I got to hit the store and replace it. So, what piece of gear did I leave at the camper? Well, it's my portable power bank. And even though this trip was really planned last minute, I do recognize that as an essential piece of gear so much that I put it on the charger last night and it's still sitting on the charger. So there's a Walmart about a mile away from the UPS store. I'm gonna pop in there, grab another power bank, and that way I can keep this camera, the DJI Pocket 3, as well as my phone charged up while we're on this shoot. I got plenty of spare camera batteries, but nothing for this. Let's see. So, just wandering around the electronics department trying to find a power bank right now. And I think this may be it. Okay. Well, at least they've got some Anchor ones. We're probably just gonna pick the one. There we go, 30 watt max output. Now we just gotta find somebody to help us out. Excuse me. Could I get some help in the case, please? One of the power banks, I'm trying to think. I think this one, this Anchor one right here on the end is probably going to be the best one. But I'm not entirely sure. Can I take a look at the box for me? Thank you. I just got to see what ports it has on it. Output, USB-C, USB-A. Why is this one? Okay, we'll take this one. Thank you. All right, we got our power bank. We're good to go. Hopefully it's got somewhat of a charge. If not, I do have my Grow Watt power stations in the back seat of Everest. So I can throw it on there, let it charge up on the drive, and then when I'm on location, it should be fully juiced. Hello? Hey babe, what's up? Do I have my sleeping bag in my rooftop tent? I hope so. I'm at Walmart right now, so if I needed one, this would be the time and place to stop. Excuse me. I think it's in there because I know we brought it and I don't remember it being anywhere else. So I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah, so Ogden Meadows in Yosemite National Park is going to be your best bet to grab a site for tonight.
Okay.
What is because you're going to have no service when you get in there. I'm going to go ahead and do like the top 4 spots that do have availability, like campsite numbers, and get those sent over to you. I'm just going to do a review real quick, find some pictures, find the best looking sites, and then you can just pop in there and use the recreation.gov Scan and Go app, and literally campsite out of those 4 or 5 and camp there for the night.
All right, sounds like we have the makings of a plan. I'm gonna knock back some miles and I will touch base with you here in a little bit.
Awesome.
All right, love you.
Great. Love you. Bye.
Okay, so Vanessa, who always does our logistics for our overlanding trips, for our camping trips, everything like that, she is running logistics for this trip back at the camper, which is awesome because I decided to do this at midnight and I really don't have much of a game plan, but I have a camera bag and a dream and we're gonna make it happen. So she's finding me some campsites. That way I don't have to drive 5 or so hours back in the dark on some pretty wild roads for certain stretches. It's coming together.
Speed check reported ahead on South Sacramento Freeway.
Not gotta worry about that, I'm in a Jeep. I remember this drive. Lots of switchbacks, pretty steep grade. At least I'm not towing a trailer this time. So I am very familiar with this particular stretch of Highway 120 because when we were staying in Yosemite, this was really our only road in and out. And because the Thousand Trails that we stayed at is so remote, like if we needed to go to a Walmart and stock up or something like that, we would have to take this road. And it's gnarly. It is switchbacks, steep grades, just tons of pullover places. But right now, following behind a semi that is hauling a construction crane, so it's almost like 3 times as long as a normal semi, which means he's too big to pull over. There's just no safe spot for him to pull over. Which means that he, myself, and this massive line of traffic is going up at a whopping 12 mile an hour average. Not fun. Not fun. It's not a road to drive fast anyway, but I was hoping to be going faster than 12 miles an hour. But I know once I get to the top of this that I am getting close to my destination, which is great. Should be arriving the next 90 minutes or so. I don't know. We'll see if it recalculates after we're going this slow, but I'm ready to get out and stretch. So if you want to talk about the very definition of anxiety, it's following a vehicle like that when you have a time-sensitive place to be, and like you miss your window and it's gone. Like I missed this window, it's gone until next year. And then am I even in the area next year to chase it? So fortunately, it opened up, I got around, we're making good time, but I was just watching the GPS just continue to increase in my arrival time. Oh, very stressful. It's better now though. Home stretch. Hey, how are you?
Beautiful, thank you. Would you like a map?
Please.
Awesome, have a great day.
Awesome, thank you. Getting closer, almost there. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for this evening. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be incredible. Hopefully. If not, the experience will be a story to tell nonetheless. Well, I have finally made it after a long drive to Yosemite National Park because I'm chasing that bucket list shot. We're gonna shoot Firefall. But first, we gotta go through the gear and see what's in that box from UPS. So we got, probably trying to face track, so you're not actually seeing me cut open the box, but I'll show you in just a minute. Right. This is the backlight series by Think Tank, and this is a 36-liter camera bag. So finally, something large enough to hold the telephoto lenses, the drone, and everything else. Now all I gotta do is load it up. Oh my God, look at all the storage. This is amazing. I mean, check that out. That's incredible. Now, I'm not gonna go super ham on this right now because I'm kind of short on time, but we'll get some things put in there, and then later I will do a full organization of the bag. All right, the bag is packed. The camera gear is loaded. See if we can't go catch a shuttle to the viewing area and get set up. And I've only used this bag for about 10 minutes now, and I already love it. Got 3 tripods and all kinds of other gear strapped to this thing. It just feels so balanced. I'm gonna pop in here, see what's going on. So at the end of this parking lot past the Laurel building, there's supposed to be a bus stop. That's going to shuttle us over to the viewing area, and then they will be making multiple runs after Firefall to drop us back off. So I'm going to go try to find the bus stop, get out there, get the tripod set up, see if we can capture the magic. There's a bus in the distance. I bet that's the one we're looking for. I don't think we're gonna make this one, but I bet they're running pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Made it off the shuttle, but it actually goes a little bit past some of the most popular viewing areas. So now I'm gonna hike back probably quarter mile. It's pretty obvious where the good spots are. There's hundreds of cameras and tripods set up, so at least it makes it easy. I thought about doing a hike to get to a higher vantage point. Didn't get here in time, and then I'd be hiking out in the dark, so didn't sound like something I wanted to get into. I think we're gonna get some good shots from down here though. pretty busy on this side of the road. Not as much, a little more room to spread out over there, so I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we may have a good spot. So up there is Horsetail Falls, and that's where we're gonna see the Firefall. So the cameras are set up. We've got the A7 IV for photos. We've got the Insta360 X3 for a time lapse. We've got the Sony ZV-1 Mark II for video. We've got the phone mount. And we've got the Pocket 3 for vlogging. So set up, batteries are charged, lenses are cleaned. All there's left to do is wait. Not much longer. The sun's starting to set. It is, oh, my watch is dead, but it's getting close. Let me show you. There it is. Let's see. And bless you. Oh, perfect. There we go. Now we've got continuous power on the video, plenty of batteries for interval shooting here. So this is just snapping away here. I'm not sure how this one's going to come out. I mean, it's a wide angle action camera, so we'll see. The phone is going on a time lapse, and then this one is just recording video, and it's also running on constant power, so we should be good. And we've got cloud coverage. And now we wait, hopefully it peeks through. Come on. There's a little sun. Still a little bit of cloud coverage, but it's starting to shine through. Fingers crossed this all turns out well. So sometimes people walk in front of your shots. Rude. Get some good shots, man. This is why you stay all the way to the end. I still have the cameras rolling just in case anything peeks out at all. I'll shut them down here in a minute. I've got headlamps and flashlights with me, so I'm not worried about packing up in the dark. But let me see if I can show you guys the sunset. This camera doesn't zoom well, and I'm not touching the other ones, but it's pretty beautiful through the trees. Hard to tell on the little screen here, but beautiful end to a pretty awesome day. And now I think I'm going to pack up, go set up camp, and look at footage on the laptop and try to stay warm because it's going to be chilly. Whew, okay, so the bus line was at least 200 people deep, and I was like, you know what, I could use a good little hike, so that's what I did. I'm trying to keep the light out of the camera, and man, it was a hike. This Columbia jacket definitely reflects the heat back on you because I am burning up. But now it's time to throw the gear in the truck, and I'm gonna look up the campground information on the map, see if we can't find that. I'm not driving back tonight. We're gonna do a little camping, fix a little dinner, spend the night in the rooftop tent. Let's get going. Okay, so I've got Ogden Meadow Campground pulled up. My offline maps from the last time I was here in Yosemite. So clutch because there's no service in the majority of this park unless you're kind of down in the area by like the store and stuff like that. And then you get a few spots on some of the roads, but should be able to find it. And now it's time to go set up camp. Whew, that hike back. Camp is set up, the mattress is inflated, I got some string lights, so I've got a little lit area right here on the tailgate to do some cooking. I've got tonight, we're gonna do beef stroganoff. The Mountain House, we got plenty of meals. I think there's like 20 or 30 meals and desserts in that bin that Vanessa and I keep in the Jeep, so we're good there. There's just one catch. I've got everything I need except a spoon or a fork, so I'm gonna figure something out, but I'm gonna get some warm food. Then I'm gonna load all the footage from the Firefall event onto the laptop, do a little bit of editing, see what turned out. We'll go from there, probably call it an early night. I think it's done. Almost. Still haven't solved the fork problem. I mean, my first thought is use one of my knives, but that's high risk, mediocre reward there, so probably not the best idea. I wonder if I can make something. I'll wait till that is done. And then the Mountain House meal is rehydrating. We'll go from there. Okay, I've got a solution. This is my homemade spoon. It is a Wendy's fry container that's been cut up, and the end of it has been kind of taped off with some gaff tape, which is a photographer's tape I keep in my bag, and it kind of works. Like, it's not the best, and at some point it's gonna get soggy and fall apart, but hey, it's getting the job done. Okay, so up in the tent, and absolutely love the Sky Camp Mini. Now this is the DLX version for my camper, and it's got this awesome light up here, including the one you saw outside. But check this out. I can change the temperature, and I can also change the brightness of it. So that's pretty sweet. Off, on. Super great. We're gonna test just how well it does in cold weather. Now, one of the things about this trip is because it was so last minute and I wasn't sure if I was driving straight back or not, I didn't bring anything with me. Like, the clothes that I have on are the clothes that I have on. Now, Everest does have the ability to camp anywhere, anytime. I've got my Hest pillow, I've got a Rumple, and I've got 2 sleeping bags up here. Now, they are Florida sleeping bags, which means that they're kind of warm weather bags, but with all the gear that I have on, my pants are fleece lined, I've got wool socks on, I should be good. Seal this up nice and cozy, and now it's time to start looking at footage. Six 614 photos, that's not too shabby. Let's see how long it's gonna take to copy this though. And it has no idea on the time remaining. So we'll see. It is not my normal USB-C cable, but we'll make it work. So while that's getting started, I'm gonna set up half of this tent for sleeping and the other half for editing. I've got my Grow Up power station and it's got a light on it, which is how I'm able to light my face up with that backlight. Otherwise, look, I'll turn it off. Well, that's the SOS mode, but that's what it's without. Works a good little fill light. And it lost me. Well, it took about 30 minutes, but the SD card did transfer to the SSD. Now it's going through the super lengthy process of getting everything imported into Lightroom, and I haven't even started loading or looking at any of the video. But I realized that I have a couple seasons of Alone, the survival show, the Australian edition, on my phone. I'm just gonna set the computer aside, let it do its thing, curl up in the sleeping bag, watch a couple episodes, and just call it a night. See you in the morning.
We have to document this whole experience while trying to survive at the same time. Check it out. Like 60K wind.
Well, the good news is I didn't freeze. Actually stayed quite warm last night. And the bad news is I didn't even make it through one episode of Alone. Passed out so fast. As soon as the tent got dark, my eyes closed and I went to sleep. So this morning, I decided that I'm just gonna pack up. I'm gonna get on the road. We're gonna skip breakfast because the homemade spoon last night did not survive, so it won't be around for another meal. There's actually a small gas station just outside the park, and this campground's right at the entrance, about 15-20 minutes outside of the park's a small gas station. It's also the camp store for the Thousand Trails campground that we stayed at a month or so ago when we were visiting Yosemite. So I'm gonna grab a fresh cup of coffee there, go ahead and gas up the truck and start knocking back some miles. So last night I took the Rumple blanket and I actually stuffed that inside my sleeping bag, wrapped myself in it for another layer, and it did a good job. I've tried it as a top layer, but because of the material, it just kind of slides off. That actually held it in place and kept me warm. And then of course, the pillow was great. And then this is the inner liner, or a separate jacket from my big jacket. That was just too much to sleep in. It wasn't warm enough without it. So put this on, slept like that. I was so warm. It's like 8 o'clock right now because I didn't want to get out of that little cocoon. But solid insulation on the tent. Pretty impressed. So one of the things that I always do after a trip is I replay it all in my head. What went well, what didn't, what would I change? And when I get back, I'm gonna change the food setup around a little bit. So normally that entire box stays in Vanessa's truck. She is the quote unquote mobile kitchen of our little fleet here. And I just wanna make sure that I've got a burner, some fuel, something to cook in, a couple of meals, and definitely utensils. So that way, whenever I have another crazy idea that I want to wake up in the morning and drive several hours away and camp overnight, I don't really have to think so much about grabbing anything other than some clothes and camera gear, because aside from some colder weather sleeping stuff, that's all that was really missing from this setup. I knew this was going to be a chore today. That's all right though. It made for a nice cooking area. I've got these Quadratech lights up there, and I used those when I was coming in at night, getting set up, but they are just way too bright for anything other than that. They don't have that good ambiance you get from a set of string lights like this. Well, that's going to do it for the bucket list chase. So fortunate to be able to run into Yosemite, see the Firefall in person, get some photo, get some video, take a look at what I got, and I'll see you on the next adventure.